We've got our first main trailer for Illumination's Super Mario Bros. Movie, and we're finally getting an expanded look at the film's story and grander world. In this video, I'll go over all of the major character appearances and the numerous video game Easter eggs and references. Let's go! First off, the trailer gives us a great idea of the story that we'll be faced with in the film. As per the typical Mario story, the evil Bowser, king of the Koopas, is out for some sort of unexplained revenge on the hapless New York City plumber Mario. Mario must team up with his gang of friends and head out across the Mushroom Kingdom and beyond to defeat him before he wreaks his havoc. The trailer opens with Mario walking through a dark passageway and into the colourful Nintendo world. This is potentially the first moment that Mario transitions from New York to the Mushroom Kingdom via a network of magical pipes. Here he immediately comes head to head with a formidable foe, Donkey Kong. Of course, Kong was Mario's first ever adversary, with both characters debuting in the original 1981 Donkey Kong arcade game. Here, however, Mario faces off against Kong in a battle somewhat reminiscent of the Super Smash Bros. Games, melding one of the various Mario spin-off franchise games into the mix. Before he powers off, Mario lets out one of his classic catchphrases, but in one of the most underwhelming and anticlimactic ways possible.
Let's go.
Yep, still not too sure of Pratt's take on Mario here. Kong, of course, will be voiced here by Seth Rogen. However, the trailer doesn't give us a listen to his voice, meaning that we'll have to wait a little longer to hear Rogen's interpretation of the character. We do, however, get our first look at Cranky Kong as he watches on over the battle with Peach and Toad. It seems here in this movie we'll be getting a slightly different take on Mario, seeing the character reduced to a somewhat incompetent hero instead of the superhero he appears in the games. However, as an origin story, seeing him go from zero to hero should be a pretty great character arc to witness. We get a brief scene between Jack Black's Bowser and Charlie Day's Luigi, with Bowser torturing Luigi in order to get some info on Mario. While we got to hear Black's Bowser voice at length in the first trailer, this is our first extended listen to Day as Luigi. Again, much like Pratt with Mario, Day doesn't seem to be doing much of a voice for Luigi, basically just using his regular talking voice.
Do you think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it?
While again, it's a little odd not to hear that iconic Luigi voice coming out of the character, I think Day does a pretty good job at staying truthful to the character. However, I would have really loved this.
Don't you tell nobody nothing about this, Charlie. I swear to God, we're gonna get your kneecaps, we're gonna break your neck.
There's a brief couple of clips here showing the Koopas gearing up for battle, which look absolutely terrific. There's some fun little comedic moments in here and cartoon-like gags and visuals, but most of all, it does stay very true to the original games. Another couple of brief clips here show Mario and Luigi in the real world. One of them, the first official clip of the two characters side by side, sees the brothers likely prepping for a plumbing job, while the other sees Mario inspecting a leaky pipe, possibly moments before getting sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom. There's also a great moment later in the trailer where we see the two flying through the air, helplessly trying to grab onto each other. This is likely the first pipe transformation sequence, seeing them transferring between the two worlds. I can't wait to see this. This looks like a lot of fun. We also get new looks at various Toads who all look great, and our very first brief look at numerous Yoshi characters who I'm personally really excited to see more of. We're then introduced to Princess Peach, voiced by the wonderful Anya Taylor-Joy. Given that Peach doesn't exactly have a vocalization as iconic as Mario's or Luigi's, Joy likely had the easiest job of forming her own character here. And again, while it does seem a little generic or normal, I think she does a good job here.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
However, interestingly, it seems we'll be getting a fairly untypical version of Peach here, not depicting her in her classic damsel in distress role needing to be saved by Mario from the clutches of Bowser, but as a warrior princess, gearing up for battle with Mario and co to defeat Bowser together. While I'm sure this is set to trigger a whole bunch of gamer bros out there, particularly given that Mario is being depicted as being pretty incompetent here, I'm loving these interpretations and can't wait to see specifically what they do with Peach. Talking about the incompetent Mario, there's a great run of gags here which sees him just absolutely failing at a bunch of simple tasks in effort to impress Peach, such as him getting absolutely poleaxed on a classic obstacle course, him getting blown through the air by a bullet bill, him taking a cheap right to the face and being saved by Peach, and him, well, once again, getting cocky on the obstacle course and facing his own demise. We get a few more listens of the Pratt Mario voice here, which are, again, underwhelming to say the least, and more than likely why the trailers haven't really offered us more than a few brief words and lines here and there.
Oh, I got this. No problem. Yes! Woohoo!
I'm hoping the final reveal in the movie does impress us all, so I'm still remaining optimistic about this. It certainly isn't terrible, it just isn't what we're used to with this character, which makes it just a little bit jarring. A few more iconic game elements get a chip in here as well. We see an entire field of fire flowers, showing that it's likely we'll see all or most of the classic game elements throughout the movie. Again, think these are really, really beautiful touches, and it just makes this feel so authentic. One of my favourite moments here sees Mario in his Tanooki suit, which first debuted in one of my personal favourite Mario games, Super Mario Bros. 3. This is easily one of my favourite iterations of Mario. I love the gameplay that you had with him. You could fly through the air, you're essentially invincible, and I'm just really excited to see how they pull this off on the big screen. Hopefully he gets some good screen time in here and isn't just, in it for 1 or 2 minutes and then disappears. At the end of the trailer, another Mario spin-off gets a great incorporation, with Mario Kart looking to feature in the movie, as Mario and his pals head off in a kart battle along the game's iconic Rainbow Road. Mario Kart, of course, one of my favourite Mario games ever. I have fond memories of playing Mario Kart as a kid. I still play Mario Kart today. Rainbow Road is one of the most infuriating levels in all of games, and I just love that we're going to get to see it on the big screen right here. This was probably the most exciting moment of the trailer for me. Naturally, there's a lot of really awesome stuff thrown into this, and I'm really excited to see stuff like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., and Tanooki Mario thrown in here. Though one does hope that not too much stuff has been thrown in, and this doesn't just end up being like a Mario's greatest hits movie with not much left over for a potential sequel. However, given that the games regularly feature different worlds, elements, and gaming modes, I think this has enormous potential to work very, very well, as long as they can make it translate into a feature film and it doesn't just feel like a bunch of video game cutscenes. This trailer alone shows us that this movie has the capability of being one of the most faithful and hopefully one of the best comic book movie adaptations ever made. Again, the animation and design is terrific here, and all over, the movie looks gorgeous. This does not feel like your typical Illumination fare, and you can really tell how much of an input Nintendo have had on this film, and that is an absolute plus. And that's the one thing that makes me feel overall that this is going to work out really well. I'm just hoping that these new vocal iterations aren't going to be a huge sticking point for us all, and really hope that everything just pulls together really well. I cannot wait for this one. With that, I'm throwing it over to you. I want to know your thoughts on the new Mario official trailer. Are you hyped for the movie or still just a little bit unsure? Join the conversation with your thoughts down in the comments below.